Laity and pastors of the Louisiana Conference. This is a season of change in the life of our conference. The bishop and cabinet have been hard at work making appointments, refining and standardizing our appointment-making process, and looking at strategies to better meet the needs of our churches and pastors moving forward. Part of this work is changing the way we evaluate pastors at the end of the year. Clergy evaluations have been a source of frustration for staff parish relations committees and clergy for several years. They change, they're subjective, and often they don't help the pastor, church, or cabinet identify the natural areas of giftedness or areas of growth for a pastor. In an effort to better articulate what the cabinet is looking for and how we're defining these core competencies, we'll be switching over to a rubric-based system measuring 9 core competencies based on the duties of an elder and local pastor in paragraph 340 of the Book of Discipline. These core competencies are preaching, relationships, administration, worship, leadership, pastoral care, conflict resolution, missional engagement, and teaching. Deacons. Creating a rubric for you is very challenging due to the breadth and depth of the ministries you do in the local church and beyond. So as we test this rubric-based system, we're using the largest group of our clergy first, with the hope of nuancing it for deacons in the future. The bishop and cabinet want pastor parish relations committees and staff parish relations committees to really dig into these evaluations. We can only improve when we receive real feedback. No pastor is a perfect 5 out of 5 in all 9 categories, and we don't expect them to be. Again, we want to see the areas of natural giftedness and the areas where we might come alongside a pastor to offer support and resources. So how will this work? Each core competency will begin with a definition of the competency and then give an example of a rating from 1 to 5 and what this competency looks like at each of those levels. 1 is the lowest, 3 is a baseline competency, and 5 is the highest. Each section will have space for questions, comments, and suggestions. Our hope is to keep the assessment the same year to year with only minor tweaks, so we can track growth in our pastors and their appointments. You can preview the whole evaluation here. Thank you to our laity and our clergy for the patience and grace as we move forward in hope and on to joy.